Welcome back to the HISxHERS Podcast, episode 54.
Yo.
Now I know. Now I'm on top of it.
High five, babe. Good
Thanks. I've been doing this for almost 2 weeks now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it, man.
Hell yeah.
No, so, you know, we've had a pretty eventful week. The weather here has been absolutely terrible, just raining nonstop. 24 hours a day, it felt like, for 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Our yards have been flooding. There's been rivers down our street. People's cars have been floating away. No, I'm just kidding.
The driving got flooded. The driving was even we're closed. I was damn.
Our niece couldn't even have her soccer game. It's just been crazy. I don't know if we need to build Noah's Ark up in here, but.
You know, that's how I know that I'm getting old, because when it was raining, my joints do hurt. But when it was raining, I was just looking outside and I was like, we need this.
You're already that husband.
This is God watering my lawn for free.
He's sitting there at the window with his coffee. We needed this.
I was desperate.
The plants
Our grass was looking kind of rough.
It was. It went through a rough winter.
Yeah. Do you like rainy days? I know some people like cloudy, overcast days with rain, stay inside, drink hot cocoa. And
I feel like for the aesthetic, one good rainy day a year is cool with me. You know, just for reading a book.
Right.
You know, on The Office, where they try to test out what's her face to see how many cliche things she can say the day that it rains, and if they say however many before noon, they were gonna be let off work early. Yep. That's how I am. They were waiting for her to Phyllis for her to be every time it rains, I just want to curl up and with hot chocolate and read a good book.
She didn't want to leave because everybody was being nice.
Because everybody was being nice to her. Yeah, that's how I feel. I have one good day of just being inside and hearing the sound of the rain against my window pane. Just slowly driving me insane. I love me a good just one day, but after one day, I'm gonna have an attitude. I love me sunny days.
I like the sun, and I like being dry. I don't like rain. It's too wet. But you know what? I'd rather it rain than snow.
Really?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. You know what makes me not have that same mentality is the fact that here in the state of Colorado, and I know it for a fact because Texas gets a lot of rain, that Coloradans, they know how to drive in some fucking snow. They know how to swerve through some snow. They know how to back that shit up. They know how to tow cars out. Sorry, I do apologize. They know how to do all of that. But the minute that it rains and a droplet comes down, they forget how to drive their vehicle. And all of a sudden, they don't know where their gas pedal is at. They don't know where their brake is at. They're swerving everywhere. There's car accidents. Everybody everywhere is just losing it.
Because we treat it like snow.
The texture itself is so powerful to y'all that the minute it solidifies in the slightest or liquefies in the slightest, y'all are like, ah, my hydroplane.
I do.
That's the other reason why, just when I had to commute, especially, I had a job that was about an hour away, and there was such a difference between I could make it to work easier on a day that it was snowing than I could on a day that it had been raining. If it was raining, I would call my boss. I can't make it. I cannot make it. It's only rain. Yeah, it's rain. Y'all know how y'all be acting.
It's because it gets slick, man. It feels like
here's the thing,
highways and shit hold the water.
Y'all's asphalt is different than ours in Texas, and I didn't know that until we got here. Yeah, y'all have black asphalt where it kind of gets shiny at night.
What's wrong with black asphalt?
It's very reflective at night. Okay,
that sounds about right.
And yes, so. Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. Yeah, the weather's been bad.
What about you? Do you prefer? I'm guessing not.
Nah,
he has been in such a bad mood since
sunny days,
the rainy
man.
days.
I hate cloudy days. I don't mind them. I don't mind cloudy days, but rain and shit, that shit makes me sad.
You know what? And our kids are not the ones to be jumping in. Well, Ezra will jump in puddles, but Mila won't.
Ezra will do it. Yeah.
Mila is not trying to be out in the elements.
No, she's like me. She's like, if it's not perfect conditions, I really don't want to be out there.
So we've been cooped up. So we hope that y'all have been having better weather than we have.
And then just everything going on, man. Just dealing with kids, Teenagers, the worst. Yeah, our 15-year-old got suspended from school yesterday. On Friday.
On a
Friday, he got suspended.
Would it have been better on a Monday? That's a proper business day for this.
I was like, you don't even have school. How you get suspended on your day off?
If you get calls as a parent on a fucking Friday, it is like 100 more points against you, man. Like it's...
Yeah. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
We are like a week away from the end of the school year. Mm-hmm. It was, so if our energy seems a little bit off, that's why. Number one, the weather. Number two, our teenager is just.
He is, bro, just a dumb teenager, dude.
He's just being a teenager.
I don't even know, man. Like, he's got like the worst friends like I could have ever imagined. And they gave him, one of his friends asked him to hold a vape pen. And as soon as his friend gave it to him, the teacher supposedly walked in and was like, hey.
Just like as soon, look.
Yeah.
As soon as
I was like, where did
he touched it, somehow.
And then I was like, where did your friend go? And he was like, I turned around and he was gone.
Yeah, he's like Houdini.
I was like,
he just disappeared.
So yeah, be careful. Remember last week we're talking about doing homeschool?
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why.
Bad him though, I'm kidding.
Nah, I blame
They're
him.
all, you guys do it too.
You don't know that.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
We don't do that shit in front of the kids ever.
No.
But
so that has been kind of putting a damper. We just found out about that.
And like we had a bunch of cool stuff planned for him for like the summer
of the century.
And now now he loses all of it. Like he loses his laptop to make music on. He's gonna lose his phone. He's not gonna be able to go on a trip that we had planned for him to New York. We're still going to New York, but like I guess that's the cool thing about being a parent is like being a hypocrite. Like that's been like the most fun part. You know what I mean? Where you're like, you're not going to school because you got suspended for having a weed vape pen. You better be good while we're in New York. That's been the fun part, now I know why my parents loved it.
Okay, because we all have to go through the motions, and it's like a what is it called? Like a
rite of passage.
A rite of passage to have to wait that shit out.
Yeah. I waited.
My mom gave me no other choice.
I never got in trouble for that at school.
Nope, me neither.
What was the worst thing that you got in trouble for in school?
The worst thing that I got in trouble in school for, like I almost got suspended for cheating on my Spanish test in high school. Okay, to be fair, I just moved to this new school, and my teachers insisted that I take AP classes, and I did take AP classes, but usually they were my cores, and they tried to put me in AP Spanish, and I told them that's not what I was in before. Anyways, when I got to this new class, the curriculum was completely different. I didn't even know what was going on. They tested me right away, and I was scared. I was going to fail.
You were like, ¿qué?
I know. I'm a fucking no sabo kid. I don't know. So my teacher, so I finished the whole thing. She knew what I was doing, but she let me finish the whole test. Uh-huh. And then I turned it in, and everybody turned in their stuff, right? And then right before the bell rang at the end of class, everybody like got their stuff together. And she goes, all right, everybody, you guys did great. I'll have your grades up by Monday or whatever. And except for Nikki, can you come up here? And I was like, huh? And it was in front of the whole class. I was so embarrassed. And I was new. And so nobody knew me. And so I was like going up there, and she was like,
they said you cheated?
She was like, you are the only one that will be getting a 0, and you can go ahead and go to the principal's office. And I was like, what? And she goes, I know you cheated. And she asked to see a part. I had it like right here, I think, or somewhere. And she was like, "Can I see your arm?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Can I see?" She's like, "I can't force you, but like I know it's there. Can I see it?" And I was like, "No." And she was doing this in front of the whole class. I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And girl, I lied.
They were like, "You want me to get naked?"
I was like, "Are you asking me to strip, ma'am, in front of my
stranger danger?"
Yeah, for real.
Trying to touch my no.
And
so you did? You had it written on there like Mulan?
I did. I had it written on there. It was like certain vocabulary and some sort of conjugations and stuff that I really wasn't.
Man.
I didn't have enough time, bro.
See, I had the opposite thing happen to me. Where like I was doing so well in Spanish class, where my teacher was like, "Be for real. Do you speak Spanish?" And I was like, "No."
Such a liar. Even Julian took Spanish for an easy A.
I was like, I'm learning as everybody else learns, you know? And she was like, mm-hmm. So then anyway, she goes and she's like, she thinks I'm like super smart. So she's like, I want you to join honor roll Spanish or, you know, whatever.
Honor roll Spanish.
Yeah, like, you know, the honor society, whatever the fuck. I was like, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She's like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to who I got to talk to and make it happen. And I was like, okay, yeah, you do that. Just came back. She's like, why didn't you tell me your grades were all fucked up? I was like, I'm in your class. How'd you not know?
Okay, well, let me reverse the question on you. What's the worst thing that you got in trouble for? This has to be, y'all comment down below y'all stuff too, because we're not just here embarrassing ourselves for no reason. Yeah. But like, it has to be something that is in the books, which means you were formally written up for it and had a formal suspension or expulsion.
Okay, oh man. Okay, so there's a couple things.
Oh God, of course it would.
Nothing that bad.
I'll be the judge of that. Well, I mean, we will be the judge of that.
One time in the 4th grade, me and my friend Amir, we were like, you know, we're doing something like a project on the floor or something. We're sitting on the floor, and I was like under, like behind a desk or something, and he goes, "You should push this girl's chair out." I was like, "All right." So then, like, I push the chair out right as she's about to sit down, and then she falls.
You know, some would call that flirting.
No. I was just like, okay, that sounded funny, so I do it. And then,
that sounded funny, so I do it.
And then the teacher calls me up, and she's like, what happened? No, she calls my friend up, my friend Amir. She calls my friend Amir up, and Amir goes up there, and he's like talking to her for a second. Then he comes back, and he's like, she wants to talk to you, fool. I was like, why? She's like, because she asked me who did it. I said it was you. I was like, you're the one who told me to do it. Bitch. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's the worst.
The guy ended up being a gangbanger later on, which I thought was hilarious.
I wonder how that
and anytime he was on Facebook, like, snitch, like 6ix9ine happens, like, snitches get stitches. I was like, man, shut the fuck up. Like,
you were the OG one.
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
That's hilarious.
Like, sold me out so you can. I was like, man.
You know, sometimes there have been cases where teachers have it out for a specific student because one time in theater class, I had a dude do that to me. He pulled out my chair, but we have been playing pranks on each other, and like, it wasn't a big deal. And my teacher, even though I specifically told her that it wasn't a big deal, she was like, no, Hector, get over here. And so like he was like, ma'am, like we were just playing, like, huh? And I was like, hey, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And she still sent him to the principal's office. Dang. And she was like, I don't care. I'm tired. And I was like, he's literally never done that before. What are you talking about? Like, sometimes they just, you know. So you got in trouble
I got in trouble for that. And then one time I got in trouble like in 8th grade because I had a laser pointer. And like I don't know why I was like in this
that
class.
One.
And I was like health class or something. My friend Ray was in there with me and his cousin Alex. And I'm like just a quiet kid. Like I don't really get in trouble. But like him, Ray, and his cousin Alex, like they were always starting shit. So they'd always get in trouble. So then I had the laser pointer. I'm just like pointing it at like the teacher's like forehead. You know how I'm watching the teacher?
Not the forehead.
Yeah. And then finally somebody's like, miss, there's somebody's got a laser. And so it's like shut down the whole class. Like somebody had a gun. She was like, nobody's leaving. The cops came in. They're like, where the fuck is the laser? I swear to God. So like I saw this chick saw me with it. And so I was like, she's gonna snitch on me. So then I like crumple it up in a piece of paper and like throw it in the trash, you know, like all smooth.
Nah, just trying to get rid of the evidence.
Like all smooth, you know. I was like, damn, who is it?
Criminal in the making.
Then, of course, they singled out my friend Ray. He wasn't really like really my friend at that time. And his cousin, he's like, Ray, Alex, I know it's you. The cop comes in. Ray and Alex in this class. I know it's them. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, it might be them.
You still didn't say nothing?
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
God.
So they're like, well, fuck you. It wasn't us. And I was like, they're telling the truth, you know. They're like, well, fuck you, you know. And so then they take him out of the class and shit. They search him, all that shit. And I was like, time goes off. They're like, nobody's leaving until somebody tells us where this laser is. I was like, it's not gonna, like, why are you guys like tripping out? I was like, God damn.
I forgot why they were so.
But I ended up confessing. I was like, it was mine.
You confessed, or somebody figured it out?
No, I confessed. I was like, that bitch gonna snitch on me anyway, so I might as well just. Cause she saw me. She was like, they're like, well, who has it? And she's like,
I hated them girls in class where you're like, don't you say nothing. They're like,
I was like, bitch, stop looking at me.
Can you be a little bit more discreet? Yeah. Stop it.
Who do you think it was, David? Could have been anybody. I don't know. It was like being in a whodunit, but it was 100% me. Like,
so that was like the worst thing that you've gotten. Did you get suspended for that?
Yeah, I got suspended. Then later on that school year, I got suspended because I had chalk, and I was in a drama class,
theater class. You can call it what it is.
Yep. And they gave us some chalk for some reason. And then also gave us razor blades.
What kind of prison preparation school were you going to?
This was the last year the school existed, by the way.
Okay. Should have led with that.
Both of the middle schools that I went to
no longer exist.
They don't exist anymore. Like they shut them shits down as soon as they're like, you've seen the pieces of shit you guys are producing, that's enough. Like, that was the last straw for both of those schools.
So you're telling me chalk razors. I feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah, so I was paying attention in class, and I was just absentmindedly just taking the razor blade and just kind of cutting the chalk and the dust. And it was yellow chalk, I didn't think anything of it. Didn't even register.
What does the color have to do with it?
Well, because then I just started scooting the chalk with the razor blade into thin lines. Minding my own business. I wasn't bothering anybody. And this kid came up who I hate.
Damn.
Because he comes up and all out says, that looks like cocaine. And I was like, shut the fuck up. So I thought I was in the clear. Next day, they called me down to the office saying that I got suspended for simulating drug use. I was like, I didn't fucking snort it. It was just in a fucking line.
Simulating drug use?
Yeah, I didn't even know that was
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I found that out too. I think they made it up just for me.
I think they made that up too. Y'all let us know. Have y'all heard of simulating drug use? Simulated drug use. I want to know why y'all giving out razors to children. Yeah. How about we talk about that? Why is nobody y'all not about to skip over that? Yeah, like that didn't just happen.
Straight up just a razor blade.
You're not going to give no little Mexican boy a razor blade.
Yeah, I was like, all right. It's like instinct kicked in, bro. I was like, start bagging it. I was like,
I'm like, they're like intent to distribute.
Yeah, pretty much is what they got me with. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. A lot of schools have been, schools have been getting on my nerves. And I feel for y'all. Because you know what? Alongside of, making up shit, that sounds like a made-up, thing.
Yeah.
But they are also, standing in the way. They just have rules for just stupid shit. Really dumb shit. We're not even going to get into the dress code stuff. But one of the other things that schools are stopping is students from selling their own things. You know how, we always had the kids at school that sell the hot Cheetos? Like, they would come to school with Twinkies and, like, just, like, desserts and stuff that you can't find at the school. They have their whole backpack, the whole locker. I had a friend. His name was Rudy. He would open up his locker, and, I mean, he was, like, that shiesty dude on the corner in New York. You know what I mean? So, like, he
had, like, a trench coat and, like, in a
yeah. And, like, he even had it in his gym locker room. I, like, anywhere, anytime he was prepared to sell to you. Well, like, now when kids are trying to sell their burritos or, like, their candy or their chips, the schools are citing them with, like, not having permits to sell on school grounds, and just like crazy, like taking it there where they're having these kids cited and won't allow them to.
I guess I get it, like if it becomes like a distraction, but I don't know, like we used to buy stuff from.
If you're choosing not to sell it, then and not to have the product and not to have,
you're creating the demand,
right? Like what? It's not costing you anything. What is it costing you? Right. I don't know. Anyway, so, but yeah, our teenager is going through his own thing.
But other than that, I was a pretty good kid.
Well, what is on to other news? Because if I talk about, the happenings with our teenager anymore, I'm going to lose my mind. So, especially because Mother's Day is tomorrow. Yeah. So, this definitely wasn't some great, fantastical news to receive on the Friday before. But, speaking of Mother's Day, a lot of people are really curious, babe. You don't really talk about your parents a whole lot. We kind of know a little bit about your dad, but why don't you go into a little bit about your mom in honor of Mother's Day and kind of let's do 5 random facts about David's mom. And go.
5 random
facts.
5 random facts. She was a 2-time breast cancer survivor.
That is really impressive.
And that was at a time when
that's crazy.
It was pretty much like a death sentence.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is like that now from what I've seen. But, back then, like, if you got it, it was pretty much a wrap. That's how my grandma died. My mom's mom died. Mm-hmm. She did. So 2-time cancer survivor. Trying to think of like interesting facts.
I didn't say interesting. I said just random. Yeah.
She was a Libra.
Oh, that is interesting.
She was Libra. She was 4'11".
She's so cute.
So small.
To think that I would be taller than my mother-in-law, and I consider myself short. If I would have met her, I would have been taller than her. It just makes me laugh every time.
She was short. She had a great sense of humor. Like, she was super funny. Like, when she got breast cancer, the first time she went through, like, chemotherapy, she lost all of her hair. And what she would do is she was just, like, I mean, like, eyelashes, everything. Like, you lose everything.
Yeah.
And so what she would do is she would, like, pin me on the ground and, like, just start ripping out my eyelashes.
Apparently not enough. No,
I'm like, what are you doing? She'd be like, I gave these to you.
All right, so 2-time breast cancer survivor. Yeah. Then she's a Libra.
Mm-hmm.
She
great sense of humor.
Definitely had a great sense of humor.
Yeah, one time I was like a little kid. She was like, hey, get your shoes on. We're going to go see your family. And I was like, oh, cool. Thinking like, oh, I'm going to go see my dad. Yeah. And I'm going to go see my other sister,
Yeah.
So I'm all excited. She's like, yeah, let's go. So we in the car. She's like, you excited to see your family? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, they're here. So we get to the zoo. We're like, oh, cool. We're at the zoo. And then, like, we're gone. She's like, okay, here they are. And it was the monkey exhibit. I was like, what the fuck?
My brother would say shit like that, but they never actually took me and got me ready the whole day. And anticipation.
She was committed to it for the whole day.
The whole field trip and said
for the whole day. It was very elaborate, man. One time we're watching a music video. It was me, her, and her boyfriend at the time, and it had Nate Dogg in it.
Oh my God, who remembers Nate Dogg?
And my mom goes, just out of nowhere, we're just watching the video, and out of nowhere, she just blurts out, "Do you think Nate Dogg's real name is Nate?" And her boyfriend goes, "No, Tracy, it's Bob." But like, that's how he said it too. Like, he just said it like, "It's Bob." Like, But like he said it so fast. It was almost like either she had asked that question before or like he was.
He's sitting there in anticipation.
Like as soon as the video started, he was like, she's going to ask this dumbass question at some point throughout this song. And he just had it like locked and loaded, ready to go. Like he was ready to go, man. Was that 3 or 4?
That's 4, I think.
4. 5th one is she was the first person I ever knew with a cell phone.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had like the Nokia. Yep, she had a cell phone.
Wait, okay, so what did
like had Snake
do you remember your reaction when you first saw it?
Yeah, I was like, how'd you broke ass get a phone? That's my first thought. Nah, she was great though. One year for my birthday, she got me a Game Boy Color. And I was like, and I loved it because I was like, I don't even know how the hell you did that. And that was crazy. And so, yeah, that was a great birthday. And then, like, that's probably like the last, well, I was like, yeah, probably like the last birthday I spent with her before she got sick, I'd say.
Damn,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Nah, it's okay. You know. Don't feel bad.
I'm not feeling bad.
No. She,
I don't pity you. I just love you.
Oh, I love you too.
But, I'm sure she's proud of you. I know she is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know
happy
that.
Mother's Day to Tracy.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Whoop, whoop.
All the moms out there.
Yeah.
And
man. Mother figures and anybody who's had to just stand in.
Yeah, you guys.
As a parent, because this shit is not easy.
Yeah, you guys make it go, man. That's for sure. So yeah, she was a great mom, man. She did what she could, and she always made the right decisions, even when it was tough. So,
oh, that's a good fact about her.
Yeah, she was. She's very honest. I think that was the thing I admired the most about her. She was very honest. Like she never blamed anything on anybody. Even when I wanted her to,
Yeah.
I was like, come on, let's just talk shit about these people. She's like, no.
And you just grew up to talk shit about everybody.
I was like, fine, I'll do it.
I'll do it by myself.
Just for help, Mom.
Got here on my own.
You know what's funny, though? Okay. So my dad's like, I don't know. I don't really know what my dad is. He's like part white, part Lebanese, part all kinds of shit. But he looks like Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I'll tell y'all right now. If y'all saw David's dad on the street, y'all would never be like, oh, that man looks like David.
Must be David's dad.
Definitely not. They could be standing next to each other. And there's some similarities, but never in your mind are you like, that man fathered this man. Like, never.
It's more like, I got like some mannerisms, but he looks like Bruce Willis if Bruce Willis was like decided to be like a luchador, you know what I mean? That's what he looks like.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way.
I remember one time my mom was like, she's like, let me tell you something. Because my mom's Mexican. She's like, let me tell you something. She's like, don't you ever bring home a white girl. I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? She's like, you don't ever bring home a white girl. She's like, if you bring home a white girl, she's like, I'll beat her ass.
Damn.
All right, Mom.
Not her under 5 foot self.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Small but mighty.
I was like, this is a whole different side of you. And then she's like, and then I'll beat your ass for bringing her.
Damn, Tracy. She's all chill throughout everything else. And she's like.
That was like too far. I was like, wait a minute, that's not fair. I was like, you got to play in the snow, but I don't get to? Like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
Again, parents get to be hypocrites.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what's funny? I never dated a white girl. I never did.
Was it like in your subconscious?
Yeah, well, here's what happened.
Oh.
So I was in the 8th grade when my mom died. I went to a new school. It was like a white school. I was like, wow, these are like real white people. Because at the old school I was at, it was like the white people there, there's only a few of them, but they're like white trash white people. Like poor white people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then we moved, and then the white people that I went to school with, they're like Disney Channel, like white kids.
Oh.
You know? Like their houses have 2 stories. And
so
shit.
I would be like the white people that are like our home skillets that like can understand the struggle, and then like
not
Disney Channel white kids.
No, like the white kids.
So different.
Like the white kids I went to school with before were like the Theo Vaughn kids.
Yeah.
Like those kind of kids. And then like the ones
get it.
And then I went to a white school that was like Boy Meets World so kind of white kids. Yeah. So this girl that lived across the street, she had a crush on me, and then she was like, "Oh," her friends were like, "Do you want to go out with her?" I was like, "Sure, I guess." So as I'm going out with her, keep in mind I'm like the worst boyfriend at this time. Like we ride the same bus, I don't talk to her. Like don't even sit by her. I'm like, I don't
try to church it up, babe. It's
I
okay.
was so,
I'm here for the story.
I was terrible boyfriend, terrible middle school boyfriend. And so then while I'm dating her, like this is only like a week maybe at that. And my mom dies during this week. I was like, oh my God, this bitch killed my mom. Like,
you disappointed your mama to death.
It broke her heart. I was like, it wasn't even that serious.
You've never told me this story. He has saved this for now because
I was like, it wasn't even that serious, Mom.
All you had to do was have a conversation with me, Mama. You ain't got to go there.
So I had to break up with that girl. I was like, it's not going to work out. She was like, why not? And I was like, well, you killed my mom.
My mom heard about us, and it really upset her. It really upset her.
Yeah, look what you did.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. You know what? She was valid. I'm just kidding. Well, happy Mother's Day to all of our mamas. And anybody standing in as a mother to the children, because they are a lot. It is a lot to raise kids in this world. Yeah. It's a very delicate balance, to have both parents, and it's very rare to have both parents in your life. So if you do, in any capacity, even if your parents aren't together, but you still have like a relationship with each of them, really hold on to that, because we're two sets of examples or a set of an example of, just neither one of us had both of our parents. So that's really, but speaking of, I, just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, because we went down a little, cloudy road, there is a subject that I wanted to talk to you about, because there's a lot going on in the sports realm.
Right.
And so I saw this TikTok, right? Mm-hmm. And they were stopping people on the streets, and they were just showing them random logos of different NFL teams. Oh, yeah. And just kind of seeing how much people know generally. And it was interesting. So I wanted to see how much I know. I don't really watch a whole lot of sports. Sure. But I know that a lot of stuff is going on right now. Yes?
Yeah.
I feel like you've been very...
NBA playoffs are on right now.
You've been very on edge. Like your mood has been up and down.
Well, Denver Nuggets going to the Western Conference Finals to play another rigged series against the fucking Lakers. Hate the Lakers, bro.
He's gone on 2 rants today. Them. This might be the 3rd. And yeah, so I thought that it would be kind of fun to do this test on me and see how many just I know off the top of my head, because I don't know. I tried to be into sports for a little bit, but I really don't feel like forcing myself. And like, I'm a big believer in us having our own interests. If you ever want me to watch a game with you, you already know I'll be there. But honestly, I really do like taking advantage of Target not being a mess, or wherever it is that I want to go, because everybody's watching the game. I just really like and enjoy doing other things during that time. So there's very little connection that I have with sports at this juncture of my life. So I'm interested to just, kind of see where my intelligence and knowledge is at when it comes to sports, and how much I picked up over the years being with David, because David isn't just a regular sports fan. If you guys follow him on Twitter, or even just hear about him on Twitter, he even had AI describe his Twitter and as like a person, and like what you can expect if you were to follow his Twitter account. And even AI was like, he is a troll, but he's very good at it. He's very accomplished. And I was like, what? Babe, I want you right here. I want you to put like just a quick synopsis of what the AI said about you that you posted on your stories the other day. This is basically what you can expect from David. So I hear about sports quite a bit.
I could actually read it out loud.
Oh, he's going to read it
right
out
now.
loud.
Yeah. Here we go. David is a Twitter personality known for his hot takes on sports, politics, and social issues. He doesn't mince his words, and many of his tweets often attract backlash and controversy, but he remains unapologetic.
Oh, we all know that.
That's true. Little is known about his background or personal life, as he prefers to keep that information private.
Zip it.
He often shares his opinions on sports teams such as the Broncos, Raiders, and Nuggets. It's true, I hate the Raiders.
Dang,
and frequently comments on other player movements and trades, as well as criticizes their performances.
See?
Guilty.
So,
overall, David has made a name for himself on Twitter as a controversial figure with opinions that spark debate and attract both supporters and critics.
He's messy. That's what that said.
Calm down.
That's the synopsis. So I'm excited to see how many of these I get right. I don't know. We'll see how much I've been paying attention.
I'm gonna select 10 of them.
Okay.
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
I'm gonna select 10 of them. We're gonna see how many of them you get. What do you know about football?
I know that there are 4 divisions, right?
Sure. Off to a great start.
No, there are different divisions. 3, 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know I know the basics of the rules. I learned quite a bit off of TikTok.
Oh God. And what did you learn from TikTok?
Remember that time that I really impressed you with the amount of knowledge that I had about like the different like points of the game and like how what I learned about like yards and stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I had it memorized for a while, and then you didn't test me on it, so the information went away. If you don't use it, you lose it. Obviously.
No, you're right.
But I did know a lot. Remember, you were impressed.
This must be what it's like for you to hear me talk about like makeup and beauty shit.
Oh, babe, there ain't nothing in the world that can compare. There's nothing in the world that can compare, bro. Like, I'm not even into like reality TV shows, so like, I think that would probably be like the biggest comparison is reality if I was into reality TV shows.
Yeah, that's actually pretty.
And
good,
like, because you know, a lot of people like live tweeting it, and like everybody gets like super into it. I feel like that's kind of the equivalent, but you don't even have that. Like, I don't even.
Yeah, you don't watch like a lot of like reality TV. You don't really watch any. I remember you try to watch like the Kardashian shit.
The only time, I tried that whenever I was sick.
You're like, let's watch this. I just like the way they live.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to see what I've never seen. The only time that I have watched reality TV show and kind of gotten into it is when I go to my mom's. My mom is such a reality TV show person. My God. And she will get into it. Like, I will come over to her house and she's like, all like red in the face, like yelling at the fucking TV and like, you stupid bitch. And like, you already knew better. And like, she should get her ass beat, whoop her ass. And I'm like, I left this situation. Like, this is why I hated high school. And honestly, I get into like when I start watching them. Like, one time I watched the Bad Girls Club, and there was that one girl, I forgot her name, I think it starts with a T, but she was going through the house fucking smashing pots and pans together because they were fighting. And she woke up early as shit and started smashing pots and pans together up and down the hallways and shit because like of a person that she was fighting with. And so my thing is, like, I get that y'all two hoes are fighting, but like, don't wake up my ass and inconvenience me because then we gonna be fighting. And like, my heart starts beating up fast, and I'm like, if I was there, I'd beat her ass. And I just don't have it in me.
You don't?
I just don't have it in me to watch it because I've had enough drama at schools, and I just don't want it anymore.
Okay, I got one more to do, and then I just realized like a lot of NFL teams are birds.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out how many of these teams Nikki knows. I'm going to show Nikki 10 NFL logos, and Nikki is going to guess the names of these logos. She's making fun of these drunk bitches do it in Tennessee. So we're going to see.
I was just jealous that they were having a good time.
So we're going to see how much she knows.
You got to say with attitude.
First one. This one's easy.
New York Jets. New York Giants. New York Giants. New York Giants.
It's not the Jets.
Is it the Giants? No, the Jets
Giants.
are green. The Jets are green.
Too late.
No, that was the Giants.
You said Jets first.
Fine.
Take your time.
Okay.
Number 2.
Tennessee Titans.
That's
okay.
good.
Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Number 3.
It's the Bengals. Is that the Bengals?
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
It is the Bengals. Yep. Number 4.
Bills? Is that the Bills for real?
Yep,
I don't know where
right.
it's from.
Yeah.
No, you're not asking me the city, so I'm just going to go through that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not
if you
important.
get the city, that's extra points. You know?
Oh, okay.
But if you get the name, that's pretty good.
Oh, babe, this is all the birds.
I
They
told
look
you it's a lot of
alike.
birds.
Are those the Ravens? What? Are you serious?
Cardinals.
Nah, bro. That. Come on.
Arizona Cardinals. How that does not even look like a raven.
What? You don't even know the difference between the birds, babe. Let's
do.
be so for real right now. You couldn't go outside and tell the difference.
I would know if I saw a cardinal. I'd be like, that's a cardinal. That looks just like the logo. Number 5. Or 6.
Oh, okay. Washington. Does it start with a W? Why would you pick this one?
It's the NFL logo.
I've literally never seen this before. Washington, does it start with a W? Just give me that.
I don't know. Does it?
Babe.
No.
Washington Wildcats. That's a really good guess.
Commanders.
Okay, lay down. Shh.
The Commanders.
The Commanders?
Yeah, like Commander in Chief.
That
Because it's in Washington, D.C.
sounds not right.
Next one.
Come on, babe. Who the hell has seen this?
Everybody.
Los Angeles.
Okay, very good. It's a good start. Give you a hint.
Okay.
They're in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles Locos. I don't know. Los Angeles Chargers?
No.
What?
Los Angeles Rams.
Come on. Why wouldn't they put a ram on there?
That's what the logo, it's a ram's horn. It's not a banana.
That does not look like a ram's horn.
It's a shitty logo.
Okay, next. God, I'm doing terrible.
All right, here you go. Next one.
I know this one. Cleveland Browns.
Good job.
Because of how ugly the logo is.
Yeah. I like how their logo is just a picture of their helmet.
That was the one where like somebody was like, "That's just like the football logo," you know,
super lazy
for
logo.
like football as a whole.
It's so lazy. Like, what should be the logo?
So
the helmet.
yeah, it's
like
so bad.
Like a picture with the picture on it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It just keeps going forever.
Yeah.
They should put the actual disc logo on the helmet itself.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
This one's.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
So I just realized it says the name.
It has
in the
it on
logo.
there. Somebody said Stars. I remember that one too because somebody was like the Stars. I was like, fair.
This one. Last one.
Does the animal start with the B or is that just the team name?
Yes.
Well, obviously, that was a dumb question. I don't know. I'm getting nervous. It's not the Ravens. It's not the Cardinals.
Ding, 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 ding.
Is it the Ravens? Are
It's
you
the
serious?
Ravens. Yep. Yay. Say yay, Mila.
Yay! Say yay, mommy.
She's trying to see herself on the TV.
Come here. Come here.
That's it. You know your stuff, babe. You know your stuff.
Hey, high five. Not bad. I missed
Not
like,
bad.
what, 4?
Yeah, like most of them, I think.
Yeah. You know, I got like a 50%. But I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty all right.
So we did reach out on Instagram, asked you guys to send us some questions or things you would like to hear us talk about. So let's go ahead and go over some of these questions. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay. First question. And I got to know, who the hell have you been talking to, lady? First question is, how do you think you'll feel or handle if Julian started to partake in weed activities. This was sent before that happened.
Who have you talked to?
What do you know?
Huh?
What do you know?
You know about all this? Tell me who it is.
It was like you were like preparing me. You're like, hey,
like I know he's doing this.
Yeah.
So how would you feel? Like
I don't like that at all.
You know, honestly,
now I know.
It's not about the curiosity itself. It's about the fact that it's affecting his school and it's affecting the way that his school record and the way that administrative, staff sees him and teachers and stuff like that. And now he's suspended and that's the part.
Don't like it. Do not like it. Step parent role or tips or experience dating somebody with a kid. Help! !
Girl. Shit.
She's all,
run! No,
run! Get the fuck out of there now!
You have to really, and I've preached this since jump. Yeah. You have to really, really, really think about it. This is not just like, oh, he's cute. Like, no, girl, they are a package deal. And also, some people don't like that I say this, but it's the truth because I know it to be true. I know my husband and knew him for a very long time with nothing but boys. He was a boy dad, and he was the David that I know and love and I've known for years. The minute that our daughter made her way into this realm, he changed as a person the way that I've never seen anybody change. So there is a difference between dating a man with a son and dating a man with a daughter. There is a huge, huge, huge difference.
You saying you wouldn't date a man with a daughter?
I'm saying that I would not date a man with a daughter. I would have enough respect for that little girl to not do that with her daddy. I'm sorry, because there's no way in the world. Yeah. And I would never ask him to. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's his baby girl, and it's not, with baby boys, it's just like, it's not that they don't need you, but it's just like, there's like this special connection between a daughter and her dad, and like, when you come in and you step in as another girl, just be careful. But
yeah, you're lucky you're Mila's mom.
For real. Just take it seriously, take it slow. I mean, was there like certain standards that you had when you were dating, having a kid, and like, because like you went out with the intention of finding somebody with no kids, because you wanted to have the kids, but not nobody else have the kids.
Yeah, I was kind of going through a lot at the time as far as with Julian, because it was like a big custody battle. So I was like trying to fight like really hard to like see Julian. So I felt like, just in my mind, I was like, man, I just not emotionally like strong enough to be there for somebody else's kid. Well, I'm still trying to fight to be there for my kid, but so like it didn't sit right with me. So I knew that about myself. So I was like, I'm not even going to.
So if I'm not going to waste anybody's time. If I would have had a baby, would you still have talked to me?
It would have depended on where I was at.
Well, in the moment in which I met you, and he was 3 years old, that night, if I would have said, and I answered your question that night with yes, I have a daughter. For you, it's a boy. For me, it's a girl. I have a daughter. I have a girl. What would you say? Would you have still talked to me?
Yeah, I think I still would have talked to you. Yeah.
David dated another girl with a kid, and it did not work out well.
No, not because of the kid, but
no, it wasn't. It's just no. Being a step parent is a special place.
No, that's why I say it all the time, man. Like,
it's a lifetime commitment, and like the decision has already been made without you, and you got to be good with that for like ever. So that's what I have to say. Like,
it takes a special person to be a good step parent, and I'm not that special person. Like, I'm just not, and I just, maybe that's not fair. It's probably not fair, but I'm not. I think it'd be more messed up to, at that time anyway. Like, I feel like it'd be more messed up for me to like waste people's time.
That's true. That's what my mom always said. My mom did not date anybody with kids until she met my stepdad. Because when me and my brother were kids, she literally, I had heard her tell men, I don't date men with kids. Like, I got kids, but I'm not taking care of your kids. I don't want to meet your kids.
Like if you were like, I don't want to deal with that, I'd be like, okay. Like I totally
missed out on your cute ass.
I totally understand. I don't expect. I wasn't expecting other people to just like put up in my situation.
No, the big driving factor was meeting Julian. Like once you meet the child, that is like that should be hold a heavy portion of your decision. There's got to be like a connection there. And Julian was such a sweet kid, and I felt. In the moment, I just felt like it was the right decision. I didn't feel scared by it. So I like the situation,
well, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Last question. Are you guys still thinking about moving?
100%. Yeah.
Where?
We don't know where. We want to get Julian through his last few years of high school. But
in one piece, hopefully.
In one piece, yeah. But it just really depends. As of recently, I don't know what it is about our collective adulthood and you guys coming into adulthood like right now. Yeah. It's so different than our parents and our grandparents, where I'm like, even a 1 to 2 year difference can make all the difference in the world as far as our decisions are concerned. Because housing, the economy, like everything about like our government and everything that's going on, it can really sway your decision one way or the other. Like the way that we feel right now was completely different than the way that we felt, even 6 months ago, I feel like, about a lot of things. So, but one thing that has pretty much stayed the same is, we do have an interest in moving for a lot of different reasons. Yeah.
For sure. And I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. The world is crazy, man. The world is crazy, and you just gotta try to survive every day. Is how I feel. Like I'm not even like thinking that far ahead. I'm just trying to make sure like everything is cool tomorrow.
That's right.
But yeah, I don't know. I would like to get more into like just getting shit just more organized and being able to think more long term. But
yeah,
it's hard. Life is hard. Especially when you got, kids and you're running a business and, it's a lot. And nobody has it easy. So I look at it as everybody has their own shit that they got to go through. Yeah, I would love to move somewhere. But I think we'll know when we know, and we'll find that place. Ultimately, I would like to move to like San Diego. That'd be cool.
I've never been there.
I've been there once, and it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I heard that California ain't gonna even be a part of our United of the States here in a few years.
It's gonna be part of the Pacific Ocean.
That's what I've heard. I don't know the weather. I don't know, man. But I y'all already know my background as far as I ain't afraid to move. And once things get a little rocky, like let's start over new. And the good thing about David is that I feel like even though you may not have moved as much, you moved quite a bit. Like you moved and like you moved different neighborhoods and like what it's like to start over.
My mom moved a lot. My mom moved a lot. She was all over the place. But when it comes to Denver, I don't know if there's like a part of Denver
Dude, and it's like getting so expensive here.
It is.
It's
been expensive.
Crazy expensive. And so my mom decided to move out of the country because she was like, you know what? Like the healthcare, the rent, the mortgages, like everything, our interest rates, everything is sky high. And I'm like, who has just like $500,000 laying around to buy a house?
And then you got like property taxes and shit.
Yeah, the property taxes went up a shit ton. I don't know.
I don't know, man. We're just chilling.
Yeah.
Just trying to live life,
Yeah, one day at a time, you know what I'm saying?
Just go somewhere like, fuck it. We'll just go on vacation. Fuck it.
Yeah, making memories.
Take the kids on vacation or, go do something cool. And
like tonight with the monster trucks, which he has to get ready for. So we're going to go ahead and sign off, y'all. We love y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming back. Follow us on our social medias. You guys can find us everywhere at the HISxHERS Pod for any updates and behind the scenes, news and updates and anything like that. We're going to be traveling here really soon. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely hit us up over there as well. But thank y'all so much for being here. And you guys can listen to us anywhere you love listening to your podcast. And of course, YouTube for visuals. Share with your family and friends. And thank y'all so much for being here.
Peace.
Oh, is that it? You can.
Oh, I thought you had to go. That sounded good to me. I was like,
well.
I felt like that was a good.
I didn't want to just like, because if I do that, then they're like, let him talk.
Nah, hey, that sounded good to me. Shit.